Joining us now to break down this strategy, or lack thereof, is Marc, Chief Communications Officer of the America First Policy Institute. Marc, it's great to have you back.
It's good to see you, Chanel.
Marc, as a comms director, would you recommend this strategy for someone like Kamala? Avoid the press to keep the honeymoon going?
Well, the fact of the matter is that she can't handle an unscripted interview. I mean, we see what she does when she goes off teleprompter, explaining AI is a two-letter word, or that Ukraine is a small country located next to Russia, which is a big one. I mean, she is a word salad disaster every moment she speaks freely. So, of course, they're going to keep her on the teleprompter. And when it comes to policy, all the policies that she has ever recommended during her time in the Senate, during her 2019 campaign, she doesn't get to call it a 2020 campaign because she didn't make it to 2020, were all very unpopular. She could not win on that Green New Deal, raw, progressive, radical agenda. So, of course, she's going to have to try to cherry pick and plagiarize things from Donald Trump because he's actually talking about popular things that work.
Marc, I find it just supremely ironic that some of the criticisms being lobbed over at Harris and Walz is the fact that there's no policy on paper. This was the first time we actually heard a policy, and yet it became a policy that she ripped off of Trump, of all people. What's going on?
Yeah, and don't let this fool you, because look, Kamala Harris is trying to erase her own history and her own previous progressive policy support. When you go back to 2019, she was all about the Green New Deal. She was about eliminating fracking. She believes in higher taxes, not lower taxes. She openly supports abortion up until the moment of birth at taxpayer expense. You go up and down the line. Now she's trying to run away from it. But who does she pick as her running mate? A guy who actually did all those things in the state of Minnesota. So trust me, no matter what kind of chameleon facade she tries to project to the American people, she is as radical as the Squad and even further to the left of Bernie Sanders. All you have to do is go back to her previous campaigns, and that shows it right there for you.
I've long said this. My patience for plagiarists is very thin, but my theory on it is not a profound one. It's just an observation. When you meet plagiarists, or you see them and you see them in action, they're normally lazy, either lazy or just not very bright, or a combination of both. And that combination just seems like such a deadly, characteristic set to be putting on a national stage, potentially behind the resolute desk at the Oval Office. And it's just mind-boggling that they're able to do this out in the open. I wanted to ask you about something that's happening on the right-hand side, on the conservative side of things. You've got still your old boss, Vice President Pence. He's out there still saying that the policy platform being pushed by the likes of AFPI and the America First agenda are not in line with how the Republican Party should be going. Why is Pence sticking to this narrative? I know you've known him for a while. Why is he sticking with this?
Well, he's been a conservative for a very long time. He's been in these policy battles for, more than a quarter of a century now, both as a member of Congress, as a governor, as the vice president of the United States. And look, there's no question that the policies of the parties are moving right now. And I will tell you what's really happening is that the Democrats have abandoned working Americans. They've abandoned the middle class to placate to the Squad, to placate to the pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist, anti-Israel left, that where all the energy is in the Democrat Party. And where you see Republicans going is probably more to the middle area where more Americans are. And I get it. There are some people who are on maybe some of the further extremes of the right, where they still want to go with those battles that were fought years ago. And what you see right now is a broadening party under Donald Trump. You see us attracting record numbers of minority voters. You see a record number of union workers that are abandoning the Democrat Party, coming over to the new middle class, middle America, hardworking America First Party.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.